Let me welcome everybody to today's presentation. For those of you who do not know me yet, my name is Mario Urschitz. I'm the Chief Investment Officer of BLACKFORT Exchange Network. And today, within the next 30 to 40 minutes, I will guide you through a presentation, of course, regarding BLACKFORT. What do we offer? What have we developed? And how can you guys profit together with BLACKFORT Exchange Network? So before we, well, just a second, you don't hear? Yeah. Do you guys hear me properly? Do we have all sound? All right, so better, yes, you should, everybody is hearing me. All right, so before we get officially started, so people coming in. Oh yeah, I like this, very, very, very good. Being involved in blockchain projects today is as promising as being part of the early days of the internet 25 years ago. That is very, very true, and I couldn't have said it better myself. I very often compare these two times with each other. You know, 25 years ago when the internet started, you suddenly had lots and lots of companies that were basically founded like in a garage, suddenly had evaluations of millions and even billions of dollars. But when the time came that these companies had to deliver either their product or their services, then there was the time when the bubble burst back then, and we had like a $700 billion market basically burst within a couple of months. But those companies back then that offered real services, real projects, real products to the masses, those are the biggest companies today. So the internet has changed a lot, you know, the way how we communicate with each other, the way how we consume music, the way we consume movies, all stuff like that. The only thing that the internet hasn't changed basically was the way how we treat and interact with money. And that's of course when blockchain came into life at around 2008. That's when the very, very interesting times began. But if you look at the broader scale, you know, even when it comes to blockchain and cryptocurrency itself, we are still at the very, very early stage. You know, we are by far not in the stage where cryptocurrency has mass adoption, which on the other hand means that opportunities nowadays are very, very good. There's lots of opportunities out there. And what I always preach is, especially, you know, that's good advice for everybody here. The more you guys educate yourself on the topic of blockchain and cryptocurrency, the more you get involved yourself, the more you use the technology, the more advantage you will have in the near future when crypto and blockchain, you know, will enter everybody's daily life. And this, you know, is not only an advantage in basically knowledge, this also, you know, then can be a big advantage financially as well, because, you know, it's always like that when new technology emerges, that the people that, you know, support it earlier are the ones that profit the most. Nonetheless, we are talking about cryptocurrencies today, and what I'm going to tell you today, guys and ladies, I'm sorry, that's for educational purposes only. I'm not giving any financial advice or whatsoever. We are all grown adult people. Everybody needs to make their own decision. And especially when it comes to cryptocurrencies, there is always, of course, a little bit of risk involved as well. And no matter what people are telling you, when it comes to cryptocurrencies, you know, only invest what you are also capable to lose in the worst case. So now that we got that out of the way, we're gonna start a little bit about basic understanding of blockchain. So I'm gonna make it pretty short. So The technology that emerged basically when it comes to cryptocurrency was with the start of Bitcoin. And what Bitcoin basically was the answer is basically the opposite part of a centralized monetary policy. You know, when it comes to centralized entities, we're talking in Europe, we have the European Central Bank that issues all the money for entire Europe. We have the same thing in Africa. We have the same thing in the United States. So we have basically our monetary system is still very, very old, and it's controlled by a few, which basically make the rules. Let's say like this, money is being printed all over the world, more and more and more. If you just look back, within the past 5 years, more money has been printed than the previous 50 years before. So inflation is also a very, very big concern nowadays. And when Bitcoin or blockchain technology was basically invented in 2008, we were talking about a decentralized monetary policy, which basically gave us as the end user for the very, very first time the opportunity to hold our own funds, to store our own funds digitally without any intermediaries, without any third parties in between. So we are basically in charge of our own money, and no other entity will be able to block it or to confiscate it or do anything with my money, because everything is basically done by an algorithm. So the blockchain is basically nothing else but an algorithm which basically helps us that we do not need to trust any third parties. So the blockchain is trustless, and by that basically, because because you do not have to trust other parties, cryptocurrencies have become popular very, very quick over the past couple of years. Of course, something that the traditional finance, they are not always the biggest fans of cryptocurrencies as well. There is lots of regulations that are changing as we speak. Regulations for cryptocurrencies are changing rapidly, which is a good thing. By the way, but just to let you know, this is the industry that we as BLACKFORT are trying to set our footstep in, and the industry of decentralized finance is going to become one of the biggest industries on the entire globe within the next couple of years. Okay, I've already talked about Bitcoin. Most of you guys know what Bitcoin is. It was the very, very first cryptocurrency. It is still the number one cryptocurrency in terms of market capitalization to these days. And nowadays, we basically see Bitcoin as a store of value. And those people who gave Bitcoin a chance in the early days and were still holding on to it, they are basically very, very happy people nowadays. I was also a very, very early adopter, but I didn't keep my Bitcoin. In 2010, for instance, I once paid 6,000 Bitcoin to a website where I bought a 6-page PDF in order to where I got basically a tutorial on how to set up an online shop. So if I would have kept these Bitcoins back then, then I would be very, very happy today. And today, where we're speaking about BLACKFORT, this is one of these times where we have an opportunity to be, one of those early birds for an interesting project again, and might be able to take advantage of very, very good gains in the future as well. So when Bitcoin emerged in 2009, it wasn't very popular. We can say the first popularity rise of Bitcoin occurred like in 2012, 2013, when we had like this first all-time high of about $1,000. But back then, what was very popular was so-called the Bitcoin mining. Everybody was talking about mining Bitcoins, where you could buy these computers and they were working for you and creating new kinds of coins, and then you could sell those coins for a profit. This is when we talk about Bitcoin mining. And with mining, basically, that's nothing else than you have this algorithm. I was talking to you about a little earlier about an algorithm. So an algorithm basically helps to secure the network, helps to verify all transactions, and because they do so, a newly released amount of coins or token will be given out, and so you could have made a profit. This kind of Bitcoin mining is very secure, has massive energy consumption, and is very not user friendly. Let's say it like this. So if you want to be part in Bitcoin mining nowadays, it's not that good to do so anyway, because you would really need to invest millions of dollars or euros in order to be able to make a profit with Bitcoin mining, and you have to have lots of knowledge. So for those people that are entering the market now, this is completely uninteresting because they don't even have the knowledge in order to participate here. The same thing goes for the so-called proof of stake algorithm. Here we're talking about Ethereum. Ethereum is the second largest cryptocurrency worldwide right now, and they switched last year. Also, they used to have proof of work. Now they have proof of stake. Proof of stake is just a different algorithm, like I said, to secure all those transactions and to secure the blockchain itself. It's a little bit less secure. It's still very secure though, but it uses way less energy. Still, the problem nowadays with proof of stake is that it's very difficult to use if you are not a professional. Let's say like this, there is coins out there like Polkadot, for instance. If you want to stake these kind of coins, it's very difficult to even get started because you need to be very advanced when it comes to IT. And so therefore, especially for newer people, not that interesting. All right, let's move on and let's have a quick overview or a quick outlook on BLACKFORT. BLACKFORT launched their own blockchain, their own so-called smart chain at the end of January this year, so just a couple of months ago. And we are basically an evolution of previous blockchains before, and we also have our own algorithm which we are using, which is called the proof of stake authority algorithm. You do not exactly have to know what it is, but one thing is it's very secure. It has low energy consumption, plus it is very user friendly. So in order to participate, in order to be part of the blockchain, and in order to also get rewards from those, securing the network and verifying transactions, someone does not have to have a lot of knowledge. You just have to be able to set up a crypto wallet, connect your crypto wallet to our website, and everything will be done for you. So very easy to use, and therefore very good for beginners to get into that market and get to know this kind of technology. So for those of you guys who already know a little bit about blockchain itself, I'm just gonna throw out some numbers, because what we've did, I told you, we are an evolution of previous blockchains. What we basically did, or what BLACKFORT basically did over the past 3 years, is that we took apart the entire code of Ethereum, the entire core code. We switched out the entire algorithm, plus we optimized all those little features that you can see with Ethereum, and therefore we made the blockchain itself way faster. As you can see here, right now we are capable of around 100,000 transactions per second, which is a really good number these days. We are very fast. So our block time, which means that the maximum time to confirm a transaction is only 5 seconds in average. So that makes transactions very fast. It's also one of the cheapest blockchains out there. I'll just give you a comparison. So if you're doing a Ethereum transaction nowadays, you're going to be paying $4, $5, $6 in fees. If you're doing a transaction on the Blackfort blockchain nowadays, it's going to cost you, not even 1/100 of a cent. So it's it's almost for free. So very cheap. Also, something that we are very proud of, the blockchain we've worked on, the blockchain we've created over the past couple of years, got audited by the company called Certic. Certic is one of the biggest audit companies worldwide when it comes to crypto projects. We are already a top 10 crypto projects in terms of total score. And when it comes to the security of our code, that's the base, which is the most important thing when it comes to blockchain. We are even a 1% project already there. So as you can see, the technology we are building is very good. It works, and it even is audited by other companies that basically confirm that what we are saying here is also true. You can have a look at our blockchain at our block explorer on the website explorer.blackfort.network. There you can see all those transactions going on, all those wallet addresses, and so on. We are working, by the way, on that block explorer to get you even a better experience when coming up there, but this is going to take a couple of months from now. Here we're going to say exchange listing soon. Actually, we had a big meeting regarding the exchange listing. Today we are in the stages of preparing some marketing. That's something where we as a company have to step up our game a little bit. So in the next couple of weeks and months, we're going to step up our social media game, our marketing game. This is where we are going to put our focus on, and then we are preparing the next steps for a listing, which we're going to have very soon with our project. With listing, what we're meaning is that those tokens that people are already generating through their rewards then can be traded on a centralized exchange. So that's to clear that up. All right, so a little bit more, and then I'm going to go through this pretty quickly. The industry we are in right now is called Web 3.0. There is different evolutions of the internet. We're speaking about Web 1, Web 2, and Web 3. Web 1.0 basically was in the early 90s. These were the times when you could not even, you could only read and consume information online. There was no interaction with somebody. This came later on in 2004 when we were talking about Web 2. This is where the first time we could communicate with each other. We could, interact with each other. Online stores came up, and Netflix, streaming services, stuff like this. And all of these information basically that was being gathered was stored on centralized servers. So of course, when we're talking about centralization, this always means that, a very few control the masses. But since 2021, the Web3, which is the decentralized web, has emerged pretty quickly. And that means that, in the next couple of years, we as consumers, we as investors will be able basically to interact with different finance protocols, with different investment opportunities without any intermediaries, that we do not have to sign up with a broker or on that platform. We will be able to work with our money directly peer-to-peer, connected with our wallet without any third parties in between. And this is where Blackfort is building an entire ecosystem right now, because that is very, very important to know that BLACKFORT itself is a fintech company that specializes in products and services that are being built on our own blockchain. But on the other hand, also we are building products of the blockchain, which help us to, attract new users, new investors, to have that bridge from the traditional fiat world into the new digitalized fiat cryptocurrency market. So, and therefore, we are going to look at some features, what we are doing or what we are working right now, because this is very, very, there is a very, very big need for you guys to understand when I'm then later on explaining about our notes or the investment opportunity itself. So with an investment in BLACKFORT itself, people are purchasing a piece of the blockchain itself. They are buying a certain weight. That's what we call it, a weight on the blockchain. And with this weight on the blockchain, they basically participate and profit with all those services and products which we already have, but also which will come in the future, because all of these services and products have the BXN token. That's the token we need as their fuel in order to work. And we, as these investors, we as the owners of the blockchain, we are the ones that produce the newly released tokens for the public. So what we are doing on chain, I'm already told you, we have the proof of stake authority, which means that people are able to buy one of these notes. Like I said, they have a certain weight. These notes are laying on their wallet, are delegated to a so-called master node. I don't want to get too much into detail now, but for doing that, basically, this node is rewarded with so-called staking rewards, which are being able to claim every 5 seconds. So every 5 seconds, you will get a small piece of reward, and you can transfer it immediately to your wallet. We are also working on our own so-called decentralized exchange, which will launch a little bit after our centralized exchange launch. And this is very, very interesting as well, because with that decentralized exchange, we will also offer our investors and our users the opportunity to use either BXN plus also their other cryptocurrency. And they're able to use it as liquidity, for instance, for our decentralized exchange for different trading pairs, which means they will reward it. They will get a reward of all those trading transactions that are going on the decentralized exchange and can profit off of that. We are also working on tokenization of assets. This is something we will bring within the next couple of weeks, where we tokenize assets like Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, like other bigger cryptocurrencies will be able to be used on our BLACKFORT blockchain as well. And you can send it for much, much cheaper fees than you would do on the native blockchain as well. One part, this is probably the most important part, this is where BLACKFORT will focus over the next couple of years, is that we also are working on the tokenization of real estate. So this year already we will launch our first projects where we are allowing people to have a fractional ownership of a physical apartment, for instance, in Dubai, have this physical ownership in form of a token in their wallet, and then receive dividends in form of rent that is being made with these apartments directly in USDT to their wallet. So this opens basically an entirely new market where people, even with smaller budgets, are going to be able to invest into the real estate market without any intermediaries in between, which is really, really cool. And we are one of the first ones to do so, and because we also have the expertise in-house to do so. other things. Let's switch from the blockchain off to the blockchain. Some features and services that are coming that are very, very interesting as well. For instance, is our electronic money institute solution, which we are working on right now. So in the near future, basically, we will be able to directly in our wallet. We have those, or we can see it here on the left. No, here, no. Wrong side. The BLACKFORT wallet 2.0, which is a client-side wallet. We're going to be able to implement bank accounts, digital bank accounts for our users, as well as crypto MasterCards for our users, which is going to be incredible later on, because for those people, that own BXN token, they will get a fee reduction when using the wallet. When they're using the crypto debit card, we as a company will take part of the profit, buy back BXN tokens from the official exchange, and distribute it as a payback to all the card users as well. So we are offering lots of services, exchange services and everything as well off the blockchain. Therefore, in this business model, the company is generating revenue again, and this revenue will be split amongst the users as well. So these are all those different utilities I'm talking to, so many different ways where the BXN token can be spent in the future. But now the question is, and I already gave you a little bit of an outlook of it before, who actually produces these BXN token? This is where the entire community comes in to place when we are talking about our so-called nodes. So unlike with other projects you might know in the crypto industry, where you buy a certain token or a certain amount of coins, and then you basically wait for the token or the coin to go up in price and then generate your profit. Here it's a little bit different. This is not a short-term get-rich-quick scheme. This is not a pump and dump scheme where we try to push a token to pump a token and then dump it. This is not what it's about. This is a long-term project here. And by investing, like I said, you're not buying tokens. You are buying so-called nodes, and these nodes are a part of the blockchain. And these nodes are producing rewards on a regular basis for the next 10 years for every node owner. So it's a direct participation of the BLACKFORT smart chain. You do not need to own any expensive machines. There is no complicated software knowledge needed or any big investments. Investments start as little as 100 euros. So for 100 euros, you can already own a piece of the blockchain. And like I said, it's very, very easy to use. Even if you're a complete newbie in the world of cryptocurrencies, if you have someone who shows you within half an hour, everything is set up, without a doubt. Very, very easy. So I was talking about those staking rewards, which you're earning for 10 years. So if somebody purchases a node today, for instance, then from today, these 10 years will start. If someone buys the node in a month from now, then his 10 years will start in a month from now. You also additionally, basically to those staking rewards, it's also important to know that we have built our own blockchain. We are a so-called layer 1 blockchain. And one of our goals, of course, is to attract other projects to build their projects or to move their projects to our blockchain, because, we are very fast, we are efficient, we are cheap, we are scalable. And the more projects basically will be building on our blockchain, the more transaction on the blockchain will occur. And like I said, for each and every transaction that happens on the entire BLACKFORT blockchain for life. As long as the blockchain is existence, all of these fees will be evenly split amongst all those node users as well. So that's basically a secondary part of income someone can generate with those nodes. Of course, in the beginning, right now, we just started, these fee shares are just going to be a small amount of money, but over time, over the next couple of years, these shares will grow as well. Then, of course, there is an outlook for a price development. As we are now, we're still in a bear market, but when you look a little bit in the future, in 2024, April, May 2024, we're going to have the so-called next Bitcoin halving, where the rewards for Bitcoin mining will be reduced again. And usually, if you look back in time for the last 12 years, it was always like that, about a couple of months, 5 to 6 months after the Bitcoin halving, the next bull run started. And this is also where I see the time when BLACKFORT is going to be able to shine, when the next bull run comes. And we're talking about a year and a half from now. During these times, we will have developed already all of our projects, or most of our services and products, let's say it like this. And then, when this next bull run comes, we are so ready for it to take the next swing. And then I'm pretty sure we're going to have a nice price appreciation as well. And one thing that's also very, very interesting, that's the voting system. So we have our own governance system in place, which means that we, as a blockchain project, we do not decide everything on our own. Everything that goes on with the blockchain itself is decentralized, and therefore in the future, when everything is set, when the nodes are sold and everything is working smoothly, then each and every one a node holder basically will be able to vote on the future of the blockchain. So whenever there is some changes being planned, we will offer different options, and people can vote with their so-called vote tokens. So everybody, like I said, everybody who purchases one of these nodes will receive these vote tokens for free. And with these vote tokens, he will be able to join the governance system and shape the future of BLACKFORT. That's a really, really cool thing. It's decentralized. The decisions are being made by a lot of people, by the community, and not by a single entity. All right. Here, just to sum it up, if you have one of those nodes, like I said, they're not just a money printing machine. These nodes, they have a very, very important work to do in the BLACKFORT blockchain, in the entire ecosystem. So first of all, they are responsible for the security of the blockchain itself, so that it, like I said, that it's trustless, that it works, that we do not trust, that we do not have to trust one single entity. Then, of course, it's being used for validating and verifying all those transactions. And because it does that, it will give you a certain amount of tokens as a reward in exchange. So these tokens, or these nodes, basically they are locked in staking, and the rewards you get every 5 seconds. So here, if you have already if you already have a node, you can see in your node balance. Okay, now there should be a video which should count up. It's not working right now. I need to work on that. But actually, you can see every 5 seconds that your total node balance goes up by a little bit once you have activated your node. So I'm going to give you an example of what is possible with our products. Here we have an example of a so-called Marburg node. Marburg node is a node with a weight of 500,000 BXN token and an actual value of 10,000 euros. So we have an internal price of 2 cents right now for each token. And like I said, the nodes start from 100 euros with 5,000 tokens up all the way to 50,000 euros with 2.5 million tokens. So just here to have an easy example, if somebody invests 10,000 into Blackfort, he will receive those 500,000 tokens, and these tokens are locked in the nodes. So you will never have access to these 500,000 tokens, but these 500,000 tokens represent the weight on the blockchain you have. That's what I told you before. You have to have a certain weight. So for 10,000 euros, right now you're getting 500,000 tokens on the blockchain, and that's the weight. And this weight of 500,000 basically gives you a daily reward of more than 2,000 BXN token for the first year. So in the first year, you will get daily 2,000 tokens. And like I said, the more services and products we launch, the more people are going to need the BXN token, and we are the only ones. So the node holders are the only ones that are being able to sell these tokens to the public. And of course, if lots of people want the token, then the price of the token goes up. And if not that many people have use for the token, then the price of the token goes down. But for the first year, like I said, you're getting 2,000 tokens a day, which will which is a total of 761,800 token you will receive during your first 12 months. So it's actually more than you have locked in your node. So, and these 761,000, like I said, can either be used to have more advantages in the ecosystem as well. You can put it into a decentralized exchange to make even more money with it, you know, that you can earn more with it, or you can sell the tokens, you trade the tokens on the exchange. After the first year of owning a node, what happens is that we are having a so-called halving. So the amount of rewards in the second year goes down. Oh, here I still have a small mistake. I'm sorry for that. I'm gonna change that. In the second year, you're basically receiving 380,000 tokens. That's 50% less. In the third year, you're receiving 190,000 tokens. In the fourth year, it's going to be 95, you know, and so on and so forth. It will go down by 50% each year for 10 years. But just to have a number in mind, after the first 3 years with the Malbork node, you will receive a total of 1.33 million tokens directly in your wallet. And in this wallet, like I said, they're in your own wallet. Nobody has access to your tokens. No Blackfort, nobody. You can do with your tokens whatever you want. We even have our own Blackfort wallet, which we've launched a couple of weeks ago. It's a very nice client-side wallet. Like I said, the funds stay with you. You can buy and swap cryptocurrencies directly on it, and of course, safely secure your BXN token there as well. So, but just have a little bit of an outlook of what maybe could happen within the next bull run, like I said, which we're expecting by the end of next year. I'd like to compare ourselves to a little bit of, you know, similar projects, which also have been very, very successful in the past. So Cardano, or ADA as the token is called, I'd like to compare it. ADA is also a token which you can stake. So you can, it's a proof of stake coin where you get a certain amount of rewards. Right now, the rewards are pretty low. They used to be higher in the beginning. Now they are low. The circulating supply, that means all those other tokens that are in circulation right now is around 35 billion tokens, and the maximum supply, so there will never be more than 45 billion tokens with ADA. They had a launch price also similar than ours. They were selling for around 1.8 cents per token, and they had an all-time high of €2.72 in the last bull run, which is pretty amazing what they have achieved. So everybody who was actually pretty early in ADA made a really good profit later on. If we compare this to, we are still a new blockchain. We're just a couple of months old now. Right now we have around 2.4 billion of our BXN token in circulation, which is nothing compared to 34 billion. It's good. The less tokens there are in circulation, the better it is for price stabilization as well. The maximum supply of our token will be 49.99999 billion in about 10 years from now. Let's say it like this: 10 years from the day the last node has been sold, 10 years from then is when we reach the number of 49 billion tokens. Like I said, we have a launch price of 2 cents right now. It's still very cheap. What the future predicts, I'm not a future teller, but if we do our homework correctly, if we deliver all those products and services we are promising, then we're going to have a bright future ahead of us. And if you look in the past, so far we have delivered everything that BlackFort has promised. So everything that we said we were going to do, we have done, and we are planning to continue to do so, because like some of you guys know us for a longer time already. That we are building here something for the long run and not for the short term. Okay, fee rewards, I've already explained that. Of course, here just a little bit of the weight comparison. That's also important to know, because that might be unclear sometimes. I told you the smallest notes start with 100 euros, which will lock yourself 5,000 tokens in a note, compared to the Marburg node, which costs 10,000 and has 500,000 tokens locked. Of course, a Marburg node will get you around 100 times more in rewards and more in fee shares than the 100 euro note. It's always in comparison of the weight. So the higher the weight, the more rewards. I think that's self-explanatory, but I just wanted to mention it again. Okay, price development. I told you I'm not that good at predicting, but if we're doing our homework and have a good bull run and our services are in place, then we have a very good chance, to swing the rope for the next bull run and achieve very good results with our project here. Okay, voting, I've already told you this as well. Anti-whale mechanism means that basically we do not allow big investors to come in with millions and try to have a saying or manipulate everything. So we have an anti-whale mechanism inside that you're maximum allowed to own 5 million tokens in nodes on a single wallet address. So that is also very good to protect the smaller investors. And like I said, everyone is also able to vote for the future of the blockchain. Our nodes also are limited, very important. We do not just sell nodes until no more money comes in. These nodes are strictly limited to 304,000 nodes. Why this number? 304,000 nodes makes the number big enough to be very decentralized. You need to be very decentralized in order to be a very good blockchain project. And if we have 300,000 nodes split all over the world, that's a very good number for decentralization, and it's not a big enough number in order to dilute any rewards. So far we've sold around 75,000 nodes. I don't know the exact number. Is it maybe already 80,000 nodes? And like I said, after the 304,000 node is being sold, then there will be no more. And these people that are joining in now, these people that are the pioneers of our BlackFort Exchange network, they will then profit an entire blockchain life out of all those products and services that are being developed and used by the users all over the world. Okay, here is an overview of those different nodes. 5,000 tokens, 10, 50, 100. You can see that in your dashboard as well. And yeah, what are the first steps? Basically, very, very easy. For those of you who haven't yet, just open an account completely for free, scroll around a little bit, get yourself an overview of how everything works, then activate your first node, which is also very, very easy. The person that invited you today to this presentations, they will be very, very happy to assist you for activating your node. And if you guys say, okay, I think this is a very, very interesting thing, I want to help you guys to grow, to share the vision, I want to share the vision of Blackfort Exchange Network, then you're also very, very happy to do so. And you can earn even a nice commission on helping us grow our community and our ecosystem. All right, global market open. Yeah, we are really in an expansion phase right now. We've had the focus really much on Italy, Germany, Austria, Switzerland, those countries for the past year. Now we are opening other markets. Basically, more than 120 countries are already active in terms of that they are ready to be worked in. We even have some really nice people from Africa today here in our call. Together we will open up Africa and build a very big Blackfort community over there. We have marketing in more than 20 languages. We're expanding that, and like I said, bonuses and top incentives as well. Yeah, like I said, first mover advantage before everyone else. Here you guys have a chance to be one of a small community, being very early in a new blockchain project with very nice developers. We are doing a great work so far. Hoping for a very nice and bright future for all of us. So now I've been speaking for 48 minutes already, so we are coming to an end. I hope you liked what you saw today. We're going to having this presentation every Tuesday at 6:30 CET sharp. If you want to bring people, if you have any friends that you say, okay, I want to show it to them, you are happily invited to bring them here. And if you have any more questions, just talk to the person who invited you to today's presentation. And that's it from my side today. I say thank you very much for your attention. I hope I could give you some positive information, and hope to see you guys back next week on Tuesday. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.